Welcome back, Flare community. It's an absolute pleasure to be streaming for you today. A bit later than usual, but here we are. So thank you all, you guys, for already being in the chat. We've got JK, we've got 416 Crypto, Lathan, Tony Vega, Bobby Sue. So I wanted to first start this stream by addressing some misinformation recently posted by Pack Protocol. Now they did make a mistake about these F assets, what they believe to be integrated. They did say Cardano, when in reality we should all know by now that Cardano is actually going to be added as a wrapped asset, similar to PAC, and is going to be what is considered a Y asset on Flare Finance. The current F assets that we have to date are XRP, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and XLM. And these are going to be all of the F assets that we're going to have at the launch. Now, once the Flare network launches, there's going to be possibilities to add new F assets after that. And as you all probably already know, my speculation is Cardano will be one of them, along with Algorand. So with that being said, today we're going to talk about NFTs. And I know what everyone's thinking, NFTs. But the thing is, NFTs are going to be in high demand, and it's not just limited to the artwork sort of side of things. The scope for this is unreal, and we're going to get into a little bit of that today. So first things first, we're going to start off here with a recent tweet from RippleX, which is basically saying that they've invested in the Mintable app, NFTs put back into the power of the hands of creators globally, and soon consumers and devs can mint and purchase NFTs sustainably, securely, and at a low cost using the XRP ledger. So a very big move there from the Ripple team, and this just goes to show that there really is a demand. What's up, Scarbo? Nice for you to join us. So yeah, there really is a demand for a cheaper alternative. Now, at the minute, the biggest marketplaces for NFTs is the Ethereum blockchain, and we all know the problems with the Ethereum blockchain. So with that being said, I want to sort of just introduce you to a short segment from an interview which Hugo had, where he gives some of his ideas on NFTs, and he talks a little bit about Gala Games as well, but we're going to dig into that a little bit deeper soon. So let's just give this a quick listen for now.
One of the biggest hot topics right now in the space in general is NFTs, and it comes up pretty much anytime we have a conversation with anyone about anything. So how do NFTs factor into the Flare network and your ability to represent them, or to talk to me about NFTs?
So Flare integrates the Ethereum virtual machine. So we can do absolutely everything that Ethereum does. Anything that's already written on, for Ethereum can be used on Flare, can be essentially copied over to Flare. And one of those is the NFT sort of standards protocols. So we're really excited about NFTs. I think lots of people are. I personally am most excited about them, at least for now, in the gaming environment.
Okay.
I think one of the things people don't really appreciate about DeFi is that finance is an extremely wide set of things. And actually what DeFi is most of all at the moment is a form of decentralized market making for which people receive a return for supplying liquidity. What is, I think, interesting about NFTs is that the other bit of finance, or one of the other bits of finance, is lending, real lending to someone to do something interesting, right? But we can't do that on a blockchain, because if we lend someone tokens and they don't perform, currently we still have to go to a court to get those tokens back if we know who they are. And that just doesn't work in this environment. So one of the things that potentially excites me about NFTs especially with gaming, is that, to give you a bit of an example, I might borrow some tokens. Let's call them the Gala tokens. Gala is a gaming platform that's coming to Flare. Sorry for the pump.
It's all right. Everyone does it.
Yeah. So, no, actually, I love Gala. They're started by the co-founders of Zynga, and they very much share our thoughts on things. But so let's say you wish to play a Gala game, and one of the games that they have, Miranda's being one of them. So I buy some Gala tokens. Great. I go to use them in game. Sorry, I don't buy the Gala tokens. Maybe I borrow them because they're so expensive, right? I borrow them and I sign with my cryptographic signature. I agree to a smart contract that essentially takes possession of my NFTs if I default. Mm-hmm. And so what am I doing there? I'm borrowing these tokens to get into a game, to play the game, to win or generate NFTs, which have value because they're sellable on the chain. Now I win or generate. Now maybe the person loses. Maybe the person who's lent me the money loses out because I'm crap at the game, or I get unlucky, whatever. And that's how life works. But ultimately, if I make a return and I don't pay, or well, it should be administered automatically that what some chunk is given back to the lender. But ultimately, if I don't pay, the contract will make the NFTs or whatever assets I have left flow back to the person who lended it. And that's perhaps at the moment, a lot of engineering to make that happen. But that's a paradigm that interests me most about NFTs.
I mean, the efficiency from that alone in the real world is huge.
Well, I think, so for me, it's a way to generate income and generate income through games without any publisher or any game developer potentially closing me down, as often happens. So for me, that then becomes just another way for people to essentially put their time to use and maybe to generate some income. And I see very much that one of the hallmarks of the last recoveries was Uber and Airbnb, which was simply ways for people to put their assets to work. Many people's assets are their time and maybe their Xbox, and this is a way for them to derive some income from that. And that would interest me very much.
Do you think there'd be...
So Hugo is obviously very interested in NFTs, and there's no secret that Hugo really thinks that the gaming industry is going to be a really promising prospect for the future, especially regarding the Flare network and the Gala Games partnership. So what is an NFT, or a non-fungible token? Well, in regards to the Ethereum network, they have this standard ERC-721, and they have some others as well. And this is basically almost like a framework where they got these methods or these functions what make an NFT an NFT. And to put it bluntly, an NFT is something that is non-fungible. So when you go to, say, you're in your country and you swap one currency for another, say $1 for $1, no one really knows the difference. It doesn't really matter. Or you can have $1, or you could have 2 lots of 50 cents, for example. Whereas with an NFT, it actually represents a single asset, if that makes sense. And the reason why I brought this particular page up is that the Ethereum network obviously implements the Ethereum virtual machine, and so does the Flare network. And this means that they're going to be very easily ported between the two. That's very important. So I want to bring you over to this one, speaking of Gala Games. Now, earlier today, just 3 hours ago, Gala Games have announced that they're going to be doing an AMA, or an Ask Me Anything, with Hugo Filion, who we just heard from. And that's going to be happening tomorrow. So definitely check that out. I think it's going to be one that everyone should really watch. I will certainly be watching it, and I'm going to try and record it as well. So for those of you who may miss it, don't worry, guys, I got your back. So moving on, we all know that I have the collection here, the Flare Community Collection for NFTs, and this is just one use case for NFTs, digital artwork. And if you are the owner of an NFT, you can prove your ownership by accessing your wallet, if that makes sense. Yes, Scarbo for this one. Quickly post that in there. There we go. And something that I'm really excited to actually, well, I don't want to make an announcement of an announcement, but I've got a really exciting project which I'm actually working on at the minute, and it's going to be an NFT, which is going to be a charity fundraising NFT. And some things that I'm, excuse me, some things that I'm thinking of at the minute is sort of trying to open this up to the community to decide which charities you would like to be donated to. I don't want to reveal too much details because I'm still working some of the things out, but that's something that you can all look forward to. So, moving on, I just wanted to read this quick thread here, which I made, and I think this is I think it's a really high possibility, to be honest. And I'm talking about this, and the way that I labeled this or named this live stream, the big migration, it relates to this tweet. So let's give it a quick read. So, consisting of millions of animals, East Africa's great migration is the largest terrestrial mammal migration in the world. That's an interesting little nugget of information for you there. Um, the digital migration of NFTs from Ethereum to the Flare network will, in my opinion, be equally as big. Both Ethereum and the Flare network implements the Ethereum Virtual Machine, or EVM for short, the same standards for NFTs. Solutions are already being implemented to bring NFTs from the Ethereum network, which is the host of the largest marketplaces of NFTs, to the Flare network. The potential for the Flare network to become the dominant NFT platform is unreal, with marketplaces such as Sparkle's NFT and Crypto 888's New World. It's easy to see why many users may choose to transfer their digital art. NFTs hosted on the Flare network will be faster and cheaper to mint, and faster and cheaper to send. And it's the ease of transferring NFTs from one chain to another which what makes this mass migration so viable. And I think it's only a matter of time. People are already looking for different solutions, and the fees for Ethereum are getting maybe too much for people to warrant minting NFTs there. Now, if they do have an alternative, which they could easily migrate their assets to, it's definitely going to be something that a lot of people are going to consider. For me personally, I will be bringing all of the NFTs which I own over to the Flare network for obvious reasons. Now, NFTs, as I said, they represent much more than digital art. And who did I see here? Someone did mention uh, a good use case, esports. That's not bad, and also medical. Somewhere I saw someone talking about medical. So, um, an NFT can be more than just digital art. So, for example, medical records, where you have your own identity tied to your medical records. Okay, where um, you own this NFT and you've got your blood type and things that you're allergic to, stuff like that. And there's just so many use cases. There's, for example, passports. Um, it's very promising, and one of the the newer use cases is from a company called Proppy. Now, Proppy are actually currently uh, working on the Ethereum blockchain, but as we say, we know that these two both implement the Ethereum virtual machine, which means that the developers essentially already have the smart contracts which will interact with uh, the Flare network, because they're going to be exactly the same, if not very similar. So this is just one particular use case that I think is going to be great. There's a lot of friction um, between buying and selling houses, all of the estate agent fees, and this is essentially a way to cut out the middleman, which is obviously going to benefit the consumer at the end of the day. So we also have promising projects on the Flare network, which are currently in development. We have the Sparkles NFT platform, and again, this is similar to what you might expect from Rarible. And we also have the Sparkles beta competition. So for those budding artists out there, if you are interested in competing in this, you're going to get options to win some crypto. So it's very, very promising, this one. And we also have, obviously, Mr. 888's little project that he's working on. Now, 888 is actually a very prominent collector in the space. He's got a lot of different NFTs, and he's always buying them. And he's actually set up this new venture where he's creating the 888, the new world. So I have talked about this previously, and yeah, this is just another marketplace which is coming to the Flare network. And but even outside of the scope of NFTs, I can see a lot of projects migrating over to the Flare network because, like I said, as I said, I think Scarborough, I think this is still up and running. I don't think it's actually started yet, the Sparkles beta test. But yeah, as I was saying, the people that have built applications on top of Ethereum, the way that they interact with the Ethereum network is via these smart contracts. And the smart contracts that work on Ethereum will essentially work on the Flare network because they both operate and integrate with the Ethereum virtual machine. So it's going to be very little work on for the actual developers and the people who have built these applications. They could just easily port it over, which is what I think is a very promising prospect for the Flare network. Just seeing this migration of users from a not so scalable and expensive network to an obviously better solution. So that kind of wraps things up today. But before we do leave, I do want to drop this bombshell on you, which I saw today, which is like, I know people talk about the ridiculous prices of some NFTs, digital artwork, for example. And I think this is a perfect representation, but each to their own, I guess. So this particular NFT actually just sold today for 846 million, which is like, yeah, just shy, just a little bit over 400 Ethereum. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that, but I personally wouldn't buy that for that price, mainly because I don't even have that kind of money. But even if I did, I think I would find better ways to spend it. But each to their own, I guess. It's an NFT. It's going to last. Well, it's going to be timeless as long as it's going to last as long as the Ethereum network exists, I guess. So it's a part of history, and yeah, on that bombshell, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Just a quick live stream for on NFT. So yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Thank you so much for joining me in the stream today and taking time out of your day. Enjoy the rest of it wherever you are. And until next time, I'm out.